Joining me now from Kyiv, a Ukrainian parliament member, Kira Rudik. Kira, it's a week into the invasion. You've decided now, I know, to arm yourself and fight for the country. First of all, how are you doing? What have you been seeing around you?
Well, we have seen, first of all, lots of airstrikes, and the amount of them has increased. Yesterday, the strike and the missile hit right near the house where I'm located right now, and the wave was so strong that I pulled down the chair, and it was pretty unpleasant. However, what makes me really glad is that we are still giving Putin a really good fight. As citizens of Kyiv, we are preparing for siege. We understand that his next step would probably be to siege the city. And that's why we are creating the storage of the supplies, of food, of water, phone batteries, chargers, etc. So we would be able to fight him here if necessary. What we see right now is that every time that there is a peaceful negotiation attempt, that means that will be more and more missiles going into Ukrainian cities. Because when Putin says the word peace, you need to arm yourself and march forward, because it exactly means the opposite. It means war. We keep asking all our international partners for the no-fly zone. We do understand that this is a hard thing to do, but as a politician and member of parliament, I know that the rules are created by the people, and people can bend these rules. Putin has no rules at all. He doesn't care if he is called a war criminal. He doesn't care if he uses a forbidden weaponry. He doesn't really care of what happened just like in Kyiv when 33 people were killed just with one shot. So it's either allies will start figuring out what we have to do to be able to protect us from the sky, or there will be a very hard for brave Ukrainian army to fight the troops on the ground back. Because this is what we can do. We don't expect anybody to fight on Ukrainian soil, but we expect some help from the air.
Do you have any doubt that even if Russian troops occupy Kyiv, that there would be a prolonged and sustained guerrilla fight against an occupying army in the capital city?
Of course, we call it resistance troops. We are getting ready. We know there are so many people who are right now in Kyiv who are getting ready exactly for this scenario. We are not giving up our capital without fight, and we are not giving it up with the fight as well. We are getting ready to oppose Russian troops because we have seen what they are capable of when we were fighting them for the last 8 years on the east on Donbass. So that's why no Ukrainian man or woman wants them here, and that's why we are going to fight them.
I want to get your reaction to what Ukrainian President Zelensky just said about Vladimir Putin. I want to play this for our viewers and for you.
It's not about I want to talk with Putin. I think I have to talk with Putin. The world has to talk with Putin because there are no other ways to stop this war.
Do you agree that a direct dialogue with Putin is the only way to stop this?
No, I do not agree with that. I don't think that the direct dialogue with Putin would lead to anywhere. It's just an illusion that we all have, that you can talk to the cheater, and he will change his mind. He was very clear. He is rebuilding the Russian Empire. He was very clear he's rebuilding the Soviet Union. So what exactly are we going to tell him to change his mind? I don't think that it could be one President Zelensky talking to Putin. It needs to be like a long table, the one that Putin loves so much, where all the nations of the world, the leaders of the nation are sitting, and he's sitting on the opposite side. That I call talk, because that it could be a discussion that could at least make him respect the results. Him talking to President Zelensky would not lead to any conclusion. It will be just another round of the peaceful negotiations. And though I support President right now in all his efforts, this I don't think is a good idea.